morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Check, 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 check. Do you hear me? Are you
First Guy
feeling the
Omaha
love
First Guy Omaha Radio. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
in the morning?
Oh, yeah. What up, what up, what up, what up?
Hey.
Hey. Tech is working pretty good this Friday.
Okay. The tech is ticking.
Feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
Hey.
Welcome to a fresh edition of First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, that's me. Buddi3 Da
man.
Gawd, that's he.
Hey.
Going down. Appreciate everybody who likes to tune in early with us. Gives us those good mornings, and also the 6:30 club. Really appreciate you guys getting up early with us and jamming to the tunes.
Yeah, man.
Let us know how the mix was this morning. And yeah, it's Friday, May 24th, 2024. Definitely feels like a Friday to me, finally. So yeah, and we're here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Does it feel like a Friday? Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, I'm feeling all right on this Friday here. Kind of looking forward to the weekend. Got a couple plans, going to do some things with Mama God and the fam.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might throw something on the grill for Memorial Day. That's Monday, right? That's coming up Monday. Anybody got any plans?
I don't keep track of none of it.
Yeah, well, I know you don't really celebrate that folly. But yeah. Memorial Day is coming up on Monday. So I am kind of, thinking about what's going on with that. But other than that, yeah, excited to be here for this Friday edition of First Guy Omaha in the morning. What's good with you, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Pops in the chat says good Friday morning to Paul, Buddy, and the entire First Guy fam.
Hey.
Always Pops is my hero, man, because he'd be up early on the West Coast to check the show out. Appreciate you, Pops. Michelle Moreno gives us a good morning. Marlon Harrison says happy Friday, First Guy family. Appreciate it.
Hey.
I'm surprisingly well, seeing as I was up all night. Sporadically, yeah, probably an hour here, hour there, as far as sleep is concerned, because the storms.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah. Siren went off at 2. I already told you about where the siren is at in conjunction to my house. Right near the window.
In your bed.
Right in the bed. So yeah, definitely got woken up by the sirens, the storm sirens at 2:00 in the morning, and then the thunder at 3 and 4 in the morning. So yeah, been up and down all night, but I don't know. Still feeling. I guess I'm getting into that mode now where I'll just be so tired. I'm just zombieing through.
Yeah. That's pretty much how I was last night, man. Got so tired. I don't even remember like falling asleep. You're so tired, you just wake up like, oh man, what was going on? What happened?
What day is it?
Yeah. But man, I'm glad you at least still got your power, man. Of course, thousands of households without.
Yep. Check on your loved ones for sure. If you're in the Omaha area, tens of thousands of people with power this morning. So yeah, it's funny, man. I'll be looking at the numbers like I wonder who, if we got people coming in checking out the show, I'll be thinking, I wonder how many people are no power this last couple of storms that we had. I'm just like, yeah, I can see it in the reflection of the number of people that get on in the morning sometimes. So
man,
yeah, tough. Larry Keister gives us a happy Friday. Yay!
Okay, yay!
That's man. She comes up with a different one every time, and that's probably that's the most unexpected yippee-yi-yay ever. Right. Throwing us a curveball this morning. Appreciate it. Josh Tate says best of Friday mornings to everyone. I also slept through the whole thing. Man, I wish I would have slept through the whole thing.
Man, curled up like a baby.
Josh Tate sleeping like a baby through all the mess. I would just continue to say, just check on your loved ones. There's a lot of people out of power, and of course, this is not really the time to be out of power like that. Like with storms raging and things going on. So definitely check them out and make sure everybody's cool. If let us know if you lost power last night too. If it's back on, whatever's going on, we kind of have a little bit of a network. We can kind of call around and talk to folks and find out what's happening.
And also, if you have any loved ones that's still been, dealing with the devastation of the storms over the last couple weeks, man. I mean, going back to the tornadoes, people were trying to get back on their feet, and then hit with a storm, and then hit with another one last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been hearing, seeing reports of apartments getting looted in the midst of all this destruction. So yeah, check on your loved ones, man. You know, look out if you have anything that you could part ways with. You know, some blankets, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Donate,
And check out the homeless too, man. They're encamped everywhere around town, so I'm sure they're getting flooded out. I know some
man.
folks. I know some folks that got their house kind of devastated by the tornado, and then they're like it's super discouraging to get the flooding on top of that. So
Oh
now
yeah,
sift through the rubble, but now it's underwater, all that kind of stuff, man.
can only imagine, man. Can only
Yeah.
imagine.
So
Um,
we've
didn't
been
really see this a report about it, but I've been seeing a lot of comments on social media. A few of the chat chimers mentioned about it last episode, about the residents of the apartment that was told to go to the Santa Francis home. For some
mm,
reason, that just popped back in my
yeah,
mind. Like, man, we might need to talk about that a little more.
right.
About of course, tenants' rights has been a heavy point of discussion here recently, and things like that. Is that the right thing? Is that the right thing?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that in social media as well. And people, of course, in Omaha, taking upon themselves to try to step up and try to help some of these folks that have been displaced by that, thrown out of apartments, and instead of being put in hotels like other apartments and other entities would have done, they're going to send them to the Francis House. It's
Man,
unfortunate. It says a lot about our resources. It says a lot about a lot of things. So,
man.
yeah, like I said, this was one of those things. It's one of those stories that is definitely a headline to us that I haven't been seeing in mainstream media much.
Yeah.
Following that story there, so yeah, hopefully we'll be able to dig in a little bit more on that. Stacey Jean in the chat saying, "Good morning, First Sky family and friends, bring us some sunshine. Hopefully we get a little sunshine today."
Me.
Sue Kessler Hagen in the chat says, "Good morning. I slept through it all as well." How y'all?
No, okay.
What y'all? Man, I wish. Like I said, I think it really. I mean, for me, it has to do with that siren being right next to the house, so right
Yeah,
across the street.
right in your
Yeah,
window.
yeah. So, also, Marianne Williams says, "Good morning. Been up since 2 a.m. Need more coffee, but feeling pretty good." Yeah,
Okay.
I'm with that. I'm definitely choking down this drunk ship coffee
Man,
this morning because yeah, 2 o'clock that siren hit. I've been up, kind of been up ever since. I think I got maybe an hour in between the siren and the
really?
thunder. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So drunk ship is doing it for me this morning. Shout out to them for sponsoring the channel. If you want us to sponsor some of the product or service of yours, let us know. Hit us up at firstsky@gmail.com and yeah, let us know. But in the meantime, between time, we're going to get this show on the road.
Yeah, man.
Fresh edition of First Sky Omaha in the morning,
In the morning,
happening now.
let's start the show.
Yo. What up? What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Once again, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. He's Buddi3 Da Gawd. It is
Hey,
Friday, May 24th, 2024. Coming up
man,
on June, man.
already.
Coming up on June. It's going to be a good show today. Some haps. We're going to talk about get your haps together. Of course, very soon, Buddy will be in town and we'll be chilling in Benson, June the
Man,
7th. Come on through. The next wave is the topic of discussion. We'll be celebrating 7 seasons of First Sky Omaha in the morning.
in the
Before
morning.
we, before we start back at 1 in July, we're going to tell you about what's coming, the next wave. So come down to Benson First Fridays on June the 7th and hit us up at the booth and we'll talk about some things that are coming up. One of the things that are coming up is we're getting ready to start this campaign on this Chat Chimers campaign. We want to step up game with the Chat Chimers. It's going to be an interesting a process, but basically we're gonna move some things around in July as far as putting as far as putting the chat on YouTube. So highly encourage you to move over there for sure.
Man,
And also we're going to be doing some regular Chat Chimers kickbacks and some Chat Chimers club business. So we realize that you guys are our co-hosts, and that there's a lot of people that are commenting on the chat and commenting on Friends of First Sky Omaha, and we all need to be able to meet each other face to face. It's going to be one of the criteria for being in the Chat Chimers Club. So we got some things coming on. I'm giving you a little teaser now. Chat Chimers Club is coming in the
Yeah.
next wave, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Looking
So,
forward to being able to live alive with one another.
yeah,
Yeah. And really, the start of that is week after next, man. The 7th is going down. So yeah, definitely save the date. Come through. Come meet us. Let us meet you. And yeah, let's have a conversation, live alive with one another for a
let's do
spell.
that. We'd have Andrea Joy Pearson is going to be on the show a little later on today, so please stay tuned for that. It's always a joy to talk to Andrea Joy Pearson.
Oh, okay. See what you did there.
Yeah, man. She brings joy and light.
Oh yeah.
So, can't wait to speak to her. Also, it's a Haps Friday, so get your Haps together.
What's
We'll definitely be talking about some stuff that's going on this weekend and that's coming up this whole month.
Man.
And in July, it's
Yeah.
going to be a packed couple months of happenings.
Yeah, speaking of that, Sister Wanda Lewis in the chat asking, will I be in Omaha for Juneteenth? Yeah, that's part of the reason I'm coming. Catch some of these Juneteenth vibes. Definitely looking forward to that Juneteenth Joy Fest.
Oh,
Yeah, man. Big shout out to Lala for putting that together, man. Yeah, legendary Terrace Martin gonna be there. Man. My man Jay Crumb. Yeah, it's going down. It's going down. So looking forward to that. Of course, there's a lot of other things happening, and yeah, if you got something you want me to pull up to, just let me know. I'll be in town.
Yep. We definitely gonna do some hitting the town.
Oh yeah.
Men about town when Buddy gets in town. So
Pounding the pavement.
Gwen Easter gives us a good morning. Good morning to you. She says, I need coffee too. I heard that.
Man.
Wanda Lewis gives us a good morning. And also Pops is giving, you guys are giving each other good mornings. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Rose Review says, will there be naps at this Chat Chimers Club?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. You gotta get your nap time in. Get your siesta in.
Man. Gotta charge up.
Gotta do it. As a matter of fact, shout out to Mayor Sanchez, who hit me up yesterday. He's always down to get down with us on events. So this whole block party, I mean not block party, what do we call it? The cookout. This cookout idea that brother
Sanchez.
No. Why am I blanking on his name?
Oh, Anthony Rogers, right?
Yeah, it's still early. Anthony Rogers, right? Gave us this idea because we've been talking about a jam session for a while. Anthony Rogers is a musician too, so yeah, I'm now looking for a place to have this kind of backyard boogie situation where we got a little jam session happening in the living room, cookout in the backyard, straight up annual First Sky Omaha cookout. So we're working on it. And we'll let you know about that. And it's also going to be a good place to, like I say, meet the Chat Chimers, which is going to be a very important thing coming up through the break and through next season. So shout out to everybody who has been with us this whole time, especially y'all that's been all the way back in the Minus Old days.
Man, OG fans. OG.
Julie Prinzer gives us a good morning. Friday. Appreciate you coming through.
Hey.
Speaking of Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, at least 200 people showed up for the entering Malcolm X into the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
yeah. If you went, let us know how that went, man. We saw some great pictures of everybody that was there. Shout out to Joanne LaFleur who helped put all that together. Also, Malcolm X's daughter was in town.
Yeah,
you saw Brother Kasim showing pictures of him driving her around.
Oh yeah, on duty, on detail.
Yeah, man. Even Sharif Lawaru was in town, so there was a lot of heads that went up to commemorate this occasion. So if you were one of them, please let us know how that went. Give us the first hand on that, the details on that one. And yeah, man, shout out to Malcolm X Memorial Foundation for making that happen, and everybody that was behind them too on getting Malcolm X into the Nebraska Hall of Fame. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a step. It's a step, and of course, also getting his birthday recognized by the state as an official day. Not quite a holiday yet, but still work to be done. Also, big shout out to Nathan Murray. Again, we're all about the arts. Nathan Murray is the artist who did the bust of Brother Malcolm, and also, he's a part of a very, very talented family. Big shout out to also my man Marcus Murray, one a close friend of mine growing up. Of course, his little sister Imani Murray is the owner of Idol Vital. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
their father was a longtime director at the Loves Jazz. Mama call him Loves Jazz. I'm gonna call him Loves Jazz. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna call him Loves Jazz. So yeah,
yeah.
big shout out to the Murray family doing great things, giving back to the wonderful state of Nebraska.
Yeah, man, that's what's really going on. Also, big shout out to Celeste Butler, who has a piece out, a Malcolm X piece out that I really love. She was,
Nice.
yeah. Shout out to Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. They gave some awards to some folks in
Yeah,
town,
yeah.
including Celeste Butler, and including uh,
Marcy Yates,
Marcy
Culture,
Yates.
Culture
And,
House.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying the Culture House.
Yeah,
Mm.
man. All for all the work that they've been doing too, and also brother Mondo and brother Ed, who
Yeah,
passed away in prison.
yeah.
They gave us some awards, so shout out to them. Really appreciate all the work that they've been doing and recognize that was a bold move too, man. A
Mhm.
lot of people feel like those brothers were justly in jail, even though they were unjustly in jail. So for them to receive awards from the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation in public this way during this whole situation with Malcolm X being in the Nebraska Hall of Fame, huge statement as far as I'm concerned. So Judy Prindler said, "Ill and Pillin was there. No tie, disrespect."
Hmm. Just casual.
Judy, no tie is a sign of disrespect for fornication.
Just he was too casual.
I have to remember that because I go out with a button up. I don't go out with a tie much. Make sure I wear a tie at the right stuff.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
got
think I'm being disrespectful.
come suited and booted.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah. I mean, at least he showed up. At least he showed up, man.
Hmm.
Hey. Shout out to them. I'm trying to show you this piece of artwork that Celeste Butler did. It's incredible. Look at this art, man. She is
Oh
incredible
man.
using textiles. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man. Shout out to she's one of my favorite. She's one of my favorite artists, like of all time, right now, man. She's moved into top 5 for me for
Top
sure.
five, top five, top five.
Top 5, top 5.
Yeah, that's
And
dope.
yeah, man. Shout out to Joanne LaFleur, Leo Lewis,
Okay.
and daughter of brother Malcolm. Right here, this is his youngest daughter. So she's
Yeah.
in the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, chilling with them, and everybody was there. So yeah, if you went, let us know. You know how it was. I know there was some chat chimers that were there. There were some pictures of some chat chimers there that were just like, "This is the best moment. This is one of the best moments in my life." So love to hear from you.
Beautiful.
Really,
Beautiful.
really,
And shout out to Sister Ilyasin for coming through, man. Yeah.
man. Yeah, I'm so happy to see that. For those of you that don't know the real history of that, like there's always been a relationship between Malcolm X Memorial Foundation and the daughters.
Hmm.
But this is Joanna has really kind of really stepped up the relationship and really is now doing some things out in New York with them and they're
Hmm.
doing some things here with us. So stay tuned. Stay
Yeah.
tuned on that.
Yeah. I always found it interesting that, the place where he died is kind of the place that gets more of the, resources and acclaim as a Malcolm X Memorial Museum talking about the Audubon Ballroom.
Hmm.
But of course, the birthplace should be equally or if not more celebrated.
Right.
So again, shout out to the Joy and LaFleur, shout out to the whole team who's been keeping the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation going. And of course, again, they got some funds from the ARPA situation, 20 million to do the museum. So definitely looking forward to see what comes of that land and hopefully that those efforts continue to get pushed forward.
Most deaf. Good questions. Wanda Lewis is asking, is Dana Murray part of that family of Murrays?
I do not believe
No,
so, but I don't. Yeah, I don't
no,
know.
he's not. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the things we're going to talk about today. Before I say something crazy, um, we do have some topics. We're gonna kind of keep it. There's some things that we got to talk about today too. But this is Friday, so
Hmm.
as you know, this is a kind of a discussion that we try to keep a little bit more light on Friday, so that we can just have some joy. It's
Man.
appropriate that we're bringing on Andrea Joy Pearson for
Hey.
later on as well. So stay tuned for her. And then also it's Haps Friday. So let's talk about some of the things that are coming up that we're excited about. It's going to be a good time this summer. So we'll see what's happening. But in the meantime, between time, what are some of the things that we're going to be talking about today, buddy? What's on the agenda?
Yeah. Kind of talking about a little storm stuff today as we see the storms last night. Another one swept through the Midwest, through the metro. Of course, improving some of y'all sleep apparently and disrupting some others. But of course, there's a lot of changes in regards to disasters and what's going on in the city. Apparently, of course, we just had our election, and we didn't really talk about it. This is something that jumped out to me. But now, big shout out to the Omaha World Herald for coming through with the report, talking about some of the charter changes to the city. Again, for those of you who just voted, of course, you voted on some city charter changes, and again, want to talk about exactly what those are. And we don't really talk about the city charter too much, but it is kind of the foundational document that has created Omaha and rules Omaha as a city. So that's something we should be aware of. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Also, Governor Illin Pillin, speaking of Illin Pillin, in his no tie, he has joined 23 other states in opposing the World Health Organization. Apparently, there's a new pandemic treaty proposal that's coming out that he's he's chiming up about, possibly the loss of powers for him. So again, I want to talk about that. Also, speaking of loss of power, 18,000 homes without power. That's according to KETV. So yeah, I want to hopefully give you some resources, give you some places to look out for if you or some loved ones are without power. There are some ways that you can monitor, some ways you can get some crews out to your area. And again, definitely let us know, if you're dealing with some of the impacts of the storms and what's been going on recently, and hopefully we can get point you to some resources, not just the Sienna Francis house. So
Mm.
yeah, there's that. Also, this is something that again I've been talking about, and Paul B went ahead and found the story talking about flood mitigation. Again, the reader is not really active right now, but when they did do a story on Saddle Creek and the history of the Saddle Creek floods. And again, it is now a fact of life as we still see today. And again, what is the city really doing about some of this stuff? So again, getting into some storm conversations today. Again, if anybody that you know or you yourself are dealing with some things, again, please feel free to chime up. We're all about community, bringing together resources, bringing together advocates, bringing together people to make things happen. So big shout out to everybody who's already been boots to the roots. Paul, I know you said you went out to a few friends' house and digging out the basement and things like that. So yeah, big shout out to you.
Right on.
Also, Nebraska Examiner is reporting on something that we don't really talk about. We talk about, of course, the babies in childcare, but what about our elders? What's going on with elder homes and nursing homes in the state? Headline reads out of Nebraska Examiner: Nebraska advocates fear catastrophic nursing home staffing rule will lead to closures. And I'm definitely thinking of Brother Levi Blake, who was just laid to rest. And again, what is there? What resources are there? What do we do with our elderly brothers and sisters? And hopefully we will all get to that point of being elderly. And do you want to get put in a home? Do you want to be at home with your family? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And of course, there's several other things we'll be diving into. As always, if there's anything in your heart and mind that we're not talking about, feel free to drop that into the chat. Let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. In the meantime, between time, Paul B,
Yo, yo.
what's the word, man? What's the word?
Man, Gwen Easter said the storm woke me up, but I was too tired to go to the basement. I'll tell you what, I wasn't even thinking about going to the basement. That was
Man,
not on my mind when it woke me up, but I guess I probably should have. It was the siren going off. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, but let us know, let us know if there was any damage. That was the kind of what I was wondering about too. I know there was supposed to be hail last night and all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
It didn't get to the point of tornado going off, so we didn't really have to run to the basement, I guess. But what kind of storm damage happened? Are you guys suffering from any of that? I know this season my car definitely got dinged up on the top
Mm.
with the hailstones. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just another thing, man. I talk a lot about this new idea that I've been reading about your cognitive load, like how much you put in your mind, how much you have sometimes weighing on you all the time. There's a really big argument for minimalism because you increase your cognitive load by the possessions, more possessions you
Mhm.
have. You get rid of stuff, you don't have to think about it so much, So when stuff happens like a hailstorm hitting the car, then I'm just like, I gotta call the insurance company now. I gotta go take it to the body shop, and you know what I'm saying, like all these other things that are weighing on you on top of everything else that's going on in life. Just weighs on your cognitive load, and it really is the weight on your brain. It feels like a physical tiredness. So on top of your physically being tired, you're also your mental uh, ability to stay focused is diminished
Mhm.
because of everything that's been going on. So when they say lighten your load, when they say, meditate, get above it, get beyond it, get rid of possessions, get rid of worries. I mean, it all is so that you can really kind of stay afloat with everything else. So I think about that too when we're always out. We're saying, hey, we got resources that we can plug you into, or we could, let's all talk to each other, see how we can lighten each other's load. It's not just for the big things like whether or not you got kicked out of your house, but sometimes it's for
Mm.
the little things. Things in your did your house get damaged? Is there something that we can do? Like you said the other day, after the big storm, happened to be over at a friend's house whose basement got flooded. So just grabbed the pail and started pulling water out. Like
Mhm.
little things sometimes really make a big difference on how much you feel overwhelmed. So we can even refine the kind of help that we give. Sometimes it ain't about the big gesture. Sometimes it's the little gesture too, to just lighten the cognitive load for people. So I'd like to encourage that and put that out there as well. And so, when we're asking if what your experience is and what's going on with you, is anything that we can do and plug you into and send folks over or whatever the deal, let us know. Let us know, because
Yeah.
that's how a community takes care of itself, as far as I'm
That
concerned.
part. That part. And usually it's the bunch of small gestures that kind of lead to that, or a bunch of small things that kind of lead to that feeling of feeling overwhelmed because it's all
Mhm.
these things going on at once. But yeah, and just sometimes a small gesture goes a very, very long way. So big shout out, to those who are looking out and doing things. Of course, people going down to the towers and just even simply asking, "Are you okay?" Just simply asking and extending that hand goes a long way. So yeah, yeah. Look
Yep.
out.
Hey man, Marlon Harrison he says most people think Malcolm X was born in Detroit. Sometimes I have to educate people and tell them Malcolm X was actually born in Omaha, Nebraska. I was thinking about why they don't know that he was in Omaha, Nebraska only for a few years of his life, three, four.
Mhm.
I think he moved out to that area at 3 or 4 years old with the family after his dad died here. And then because the original house that he lived in and was born in is not here anymore.
Yep.
Sometimes it's hard to remember that situation, but Malcolm X Memorial Foundation doing the work, buying the grounds, maintaining the grounds this whole time, putting the museum in place. I think there's going to be a lot more focus on the birthplace of Malcolm X. It's a whole new story, really. If you're a journalist, if you're a media person,
Mm.
yeah, you talk about the Autobahn. I'm sure you done stories about his assassination and stuff like that. There's getting ready to be a whole thing that opens up about where he was born and what the deal was there. More information about his father coming out. A lot of things going to come out. His father being a minister here in Omaha and
Man.
getting killed here. All the things that contributed to him being born and the first few years of his life being in Omaha. And it's going to be very significant. So lots going to come out, and it's going to be because of the efforts of the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation getting this museum together and so on and so forth. Need to have Joanne LaFleur on talk more about it as it gets closer to the time.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I'm you kind of got me excited about that because it's true. It is a part of the story that's not told a lot. I mean, they had the whole movie, which is a classic film. Shout out to Spike Lee. Shout out to Denzel, who also portrayed Malcolm in the play. But yeah, Omaha is always a forgotten chapter in that story that kind of lays the foundation, if you will, because it is no coincidence who Brother Malcolm became. It was always in him, even being Detroit Red and being in Harlem and kind of being a street slickster that he was, but still finding his way to the Nation of Islam, finding his way to Allah, finding his way to being the great man that he ultimately became. That was large in part, I'm sure by what his father, Reverend Little, placed in him, and again, also kind of tells the story of Omaha, like what was going on in the early, 40s, 50s, 60s. What was Reverend Little doing? What was Mrs. Little doing? Again,
Use the Garveyite.
yeah, exactly. Man, you going right to the conversation we were having on Monday with Brother Kasim and Brother Sherman Wells as far as Pan Africanism. That's still the same energy. That's still the same vibe, and those activities aren't new to the Omaha area. People in this community have been doing that for a very long time and pushing that agenda, pushing that spirit for a very long time. So again, shout out to the Garveyite, shout out to the Moors, shout out to the Nation of Islam. And yeah, the legacy continues. And big shout out to the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation for keeping that front of mind for all of us.
There you
There you
go.
so.
Down
Shout
at
out to
go ahead.
Nathan Murray right there next to
The
the
man.
bus. Yep.
Mhm. Nathan Murray handling business. Also Malcolm's daughter, and that's the bus, man. I didn't realize when you saw it in pictures before. I didn't realize like how the size of it.
Man, it's
That's full on bust.
life size.
Yeah, that's what's up. Down at the Capitol, man, making it happen, making history happen. Shout out to Brother Murray for real on this. I love how all those things came together. Shout out to Union for Contemporary Art, everybody who was behind, like trying to making sure that this art happened, and everything that went down here is really interesting. Here's what Judy was talking about: disrespectful pilling, no tie,
Man.
but he was there. It was a big deal, man. It was a big deal. So shout out to everybody that showed up. I still would love to hear from you, the chat chimers, the ones that went down and check and also participated there. I saw some really great posts, and I couldn't wait to talk to you here today. So if you're on deck today, I would love to hear from you about your experience down at the Capitol. Wanda Lewis says Nathan Murray is also doing a statue of Ernie Chambers. Yeah, man, very important art. I tell you what, man, I learned something about myself about art. I love art, and I'm not a very good visual artist in my own right. I got a hard time with the visual, but I do when I need to work something out art wise. I do it in 3D. I cut cardboard pieces up and I do all kinds of stuff so I can see it that way.
Really?
And that reminded me, I probably would have leaned towards sculpture more than painting. So when I see a brother do some stuff like this, I'm constantly amazed by that like public art, public 3D sculpture art is stuff that goes all the way back to Africa, the
Oh
Greeks.
yeah.
I mean, those are the things that really last, and those are things that are huge, man. Like seeing that kind of stuff, going around the world to go to different museums and seeing statues and busts that were made, centuries ago, powerful. So to me, this what this brother did right here. This is huge.
It is quite a thought to think like, yeah, this is gonna be here for some time beyond all of our lifetimes, hopefully. And I'm kind of curious to see how he gets that bronze to go into the fro, like the Ernie Chambers.
Yo,
Yeah, I
anybody
want to see that bronze fro. I want to see what that looks like.
anybody can do it, brother Murray can do it.
Oh
I,
yeah, oh
gu- I
yeah, oh yeah.
guarantee.
So,
Rome's review says 48th and Giles in Bellevue, no damage. That's an old school minus soul joke.
okay.
Rome's Reviews also says every time I watch the live YouTube podcast, I put Omaha, Nebraska, birthplace of the great Malcolm X. That's what's up. Live YouTube broadcast. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a story now. It's something that is it's always been a story, but it's when I think about like Brother Marshall over at Afro
Man,
American,
rest in peace. Rest in peace.
how proud he would be of that moment, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody who has been a part of Malcolm X Memorial Foundation the whole time coming up, no matter what the story, no matter what the issue, everybody is feeling the legacy of Brother Malcolm and appreciate the work that the foundation is doing,
Mm-hmm.
no matter
And
what.
and I'm kind of reading through the article as well, and really looking at what the significance of Brother Malcolm going into the Nebraska Hall of Fame really, like, what Brother Malcolm really stood for in the state of Nebraska, recognizing him as a Hall of Famer. Man, Ernie Chambers even said that he never thought he would see this. He says, I never thought in my wildest dreams that I will live long enough to see a white conservative Republican governor in a white ultra conservative state like Nebraska participate in the induction of Malcolm X into the Hall of Fame. And Joanna also says that it was no accident that Malcolm X was born in Omaha, where his parents had intended to stay. He only left at a young age because his family was chased out of Nebraska because of their worldview on the philosophy that black people should be equal and self-sufficient in this country. LaFleur said the journey to the Hall of Fame can serve as a tool for educators, historians, and emerging leaders to use in reinforcing the importance of collaboration and perseverance for something of this magnitude to take place, man. So yeah, again, not a small feat to get such a divisive figure. I mean, let's just call it what it is. He's a, Brother Malcolm is a hero to a lot of us, but a villain to some. And again, still made his way into the Nebraska Hall of Fame. Man.
In a time where there were a lot of white Nebraskans still consider him just a white hating radical. It's not like it's not like a whole bunch of people have changed their mind on this subject. That's what kills me. You talk to anybody, you talk to anybody white out here who doesn't have the full spectrum of things. They still feel like he's just a white person hating. He calls us all devils. Like the things that I hear people talk about are things I heard people talk about 20, 30 years ago about Malcolm X. So it's interesting. I guess there's got to be a few heads turning, a few minds being changed, but for the most part, I don't see a big sea change of people who are thinking of him any differently than they did. So that's what makes this thing even more significant for me that this has happened.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, again, looking forward to see what else comes in honor of Brother Malcolm. Definitely being here in Atlanta and seeing the robust campus that is the Martin Luther King Jr. site. Several blocks, several well preserved buildings, as you mentioned. Brother Malcolm's birth home isn't even up, and I believe that was a home he was actually born in. Being that African Americans weren't allowed to go to hospitals at the time. Definitely looking forward to see what comes of that space.
Yep. Shout out to everybody that went out as well to witness this. Like I say, any of the Chad Chimers that went out, love to hear your story. There's pictures floating all around that people took. They said upwards of 200 people showed up for this induction. So shout out to everybody that went. Love to hear from you on that. And we'll keep talking about it. And like I said, I think I'm gonna reach out to Sister LaFleur, have her Sister LaFleur Jiki, and have her come out and get on and talk a little bit about what's going on as well. Love to hear about the plans that they got now in a big way. Heather Williams gives us a good morning, everyone. Marianne Williams says, I'm still surprised how many white people think Malcolm X, the Panthers, and others are militant radicals. It's the history we teach. That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm not surprised anymore. I realize now, especially with all these shows we've been doing about the education system, school, the social studies video we did and all that stuff. Yeah, it's not going to be taught the right way, if at all.
Yeah, I mean, going in the wrong direction from what we see.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised that people still think of people still have the wrong idea about the Panthers, especially, like, really don't understand that at all. They act like they've been, like they in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? Like they still think of they still act like the Panthers are public enemy number one, like they were in the 60s. So it's crazy that they haven't learned nothing in all this time. It's really kind of interesting. Wanda Lewis says there's an image of Ernie bust on Nathan's page. Go ahead and check out Brother Nathan's page and see all the artwork that he does, including the bust of Ernie Chambers. Get the fro right, man. The fro be right on that.
Oh yeah.
Brother Nathan Murray in the house. Let's go ahead and jump into some subjects, man. It's already 7:38 if you believe in the context, in the construct of time. I'm gonna say construct too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And also we have Andrea Joy Pearson coming on a little later on, just to give you an update on what's going on with the show. We do not have Shar Bates on today again. She was not able to make it. So if those of you that have been looking out for that, I got a couple texts like, Shar Bates coming? Not today. So unfortunately, we couldn't get her on this time either. She's in mid travel or some stuff's going on. Just couldn't make it. So
out of the country, according to her team, but we are still working on rescheduling. As you see, very busy sister, but that's okay. It's okay.
Yep. We're still going to talk about some of the subjects that we're going to talk to her about for sure, because they're very, very important topics.
Oh yeah.
But today we got some other things going on. You want to go ahead and jump into something, buddy? What's the topic?
Yeah. Kind of getting into the storm stuff. There's some changes to be made aware of, and definitely, of course, we were going over. Just had our primary election and going over some of the races and watching what's going on with that. But there are some city charter changes that were apparently on the ballot as well. That were approved and passed with actually a pretty wide margin. And again, we haven't really talked about it, but some things to look out for. And definitely one of the big things, of course, is some of the disaster changes. Apparently, it turns out that voters really wanted something they never knew they needed, according to this Omaha World Herald article. And that was a way to reconstitute the city government if a disaster were to take the lives of the mayor and all city council members.
Mm.
According to City Charter Amendment 4, which would do just that, voters also approved five other amendments, excuse me, on the ballot. But under Amendment 4, it basically establishes a process to provide for an acting mayor if a public disaster were to cause the death or incapacitation of the mayor and the entire city council, which again was a possibility a couple years ago with the global pandemic. And again, it looks like people are governments and entities are really trying to prepare for a possible repeat of that. The longest tenured member of the mayor's cabinet who meets residency requirements will be acting mayor until the next election. Now, also, Charter Amendments 2, 3, and 5 passed with a wide margin. And this is something that we've definitely been talking about. Amendment 2 adds stormwater management to the list of functions assigned to the Omaha Public Works Department. Of course, we'll be talking a little bit more about that here in a second. But also, a Charter 3 will make two changes. It puts the finance department and finance director in charge of deciding if surplus property will be disposed or kept for future use, and also provides the city treasurer as a classified employee hired through a competitive testing process. So that's actually something that's interesting as far as the city treasurer. Um, Wonder who the city treasurer is now. I know we know the county treasurer, of course. Brothers running for the mayor,
Hmm.
but what about the city?
Yeah, that's a good question. Not sure. Let us know
Uh,
if you know.
yeah. Actually, Amendment 6 again approved 52% of voters. Increases the minimum contract amount requiring city council action from 20,000 to 50,000, which is something to look out for as well. Again, following the money from the city, who's getting contracts and who's approving these contracts. So yeah, these are a few of the city changes to look out for. Again, let us know if any of you voted for these charter changes, and yeah, what you thinking? What you thinking?
Well, I can see the wheels turning in your brain. What's going on? What you thinking about?
Just thinking about the charter in general. Just thinking about the charter in general. Again, the city charter is kind of the foundational, document for the city. How many of us are familiar with it? How many of us read it?
Mm.
As we seen with the Hassani Lee situation, the city ain't, too opposed to breaking its own rules, especially if ain't nobody watching or if anybody paying attention, if don't nobody know. But the charter is definitely one of those documents that, you can hold up the powers that be accountable, which is something we talk about here on the show all the time, and empowering the lay person, the everyday person. What can they do? And yeah, having knowledge of the city charter, what it entails, what the mandates are, goes a long way in holding city officials accountable.
Yep. Shout out to Chris Baby Boy Bolin who put this in the newsletter, the Flatwater Free Press newsletter. I encourage everybody to
Man,
sign up for. And they directed us to the Omaha World Herald article. And shout out to I don't know who, I can't remember who wrote that, but shout out to the person that gathered all that information. When I was in there in the booth, I was thinking that myself, like, I should have did a little bit more research on these charter amendments because you in there trying to make some decisions. So if you had that same experience, let me know because next time around we can maybe gather that information beforehand and get a little bit more knowledge on what the changes are going to be on those things. We didn't really talk about that too much with the senators at all, and we never had anybody from city council on to talk about
mm-mm.
charter or anything like that as well. So yeah, when I got in there, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a piece of this that I missed. I remember the last time I went in, it was about the judges. Same thing,
Yep.
like needed to do more research on that because those are decisions that are being made as well. And you kind of go in blind when you haven't done any research on it. So and it's not you can leave it blank if you want to, but for the most part, these are decisions that you can make. So we need more information on that stuff, not just after the fact.
Yeah, and again, this is how are these decisions made? That's another interesting part from this article. It says the proposed Omaha City Charter amendments come from a list of 24 changes recommended by a city charter study convention that took place in 2022. Apparently, the city charter requires such a group of citizens. So this is a group of citizens, just people from the city that come together every 10 years, at least every 10 years, again, to propose some changes to the city's charter.
Mm,
So of course we talk about how to change things. We talk about how to impact things in our community. That could be a way. That could be a way, especially you're delegating powers to certain individuals. We talk about a oversight of the Omaha police. Maybe a citizen review board can be added as an amendment to the city charter. So these are definitely things and ways that we should be aware of and be thinking of and considering when talking about making an impact in our community.
There you go. Appreciate that. Let us know what your thoughts are on this. And again, let us know what your experience is on if you were part of making these decisions on these charter changes and how, the importance. I'd like to know from you, the chat chimers, what the importance is in your hierarchy of the things that are important here in our city. And what can be, and the bigger question to me is what can we do with that information?
Man,
How can we use this information to try to make things better?
that's the big thing. That's the big thing. So if you don't take anything away from what we've been talking about for the last 15, 20 minutes, definitely take away that you can impact, and you should look into this city charter study convention that comes together at least every 10 years. If you didn't know about that, yeah, look into it. Look into it.
Good idea. Let's take a quick break and then we can jump into another issue and another topic that's coming up.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to everybody that's been on Friends of First Sky Omaha and puts things in Friends of First Sky Omaha. That's where the conversation happens when we're not live. And I see a lot of you talking to each other on there and going and debating and doing a lot of stuff. So appreciate everybody that's engaging over there. Just a reminder, like we all want to stay respectful. We all want to stay like we are speaking to each other face to face, and really get down to the bottom of some things. So we're going to try to make an effort to really kind of put the Chat Chimers Club together so that we can all do that. Eventually get face to face and be able to speak to each other. And try to get on the same page everywhere, and kind of spread the word too. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and then tell them to come join Friends of First Sky Omaha, the group page on Facebook. A lot of the conversation is happening there, and we really appreciate everybody that's continuing on with that. So, with that said, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll come right back and jump into another subject before we have our guest, Andrea Joy Pearson, come on to the show. Also, get your haps ready for an extensive haps a little later on today. Appreciate everybody that's joined us today. I see a lot of people on this morning. Shout out to the ghost listeners. Shout out to the monitoring spirits.
There you go. There you go.
And shout out to you, the Chat Chimers. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah. Welcome back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Chat Chimers, Ghost Listeners, Radio Listeners. Remember, get your fresh produce and your fresh fruits and veggies and all that good stuff. Farmers market's going on now. This is a good time for us to really kind of be out on Saturdays and Sundays. Get you some friends that like to go get the fresh produce at the farmers market. Yeah, and also
Make it an event.
Make it a thing. Have lunch afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, get some fresh air in the morning. Take a walk. I just saw a news piece yesterday about a group of LA young professionals that go on walks around LA. And they're like, if you really want to go hang out, it's not a coffee shop, it's not a club, it's not late night. You want to know where all the young professionals are doing? There's hundreds of them. They be out walking around LA. They got their route. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about that kind of stuff, last time I remember doing something like that in Omaha was around farmers market time. We go get the farmers market produce and so on, and walk around and talk to each other, and and make it a morning. So definitely do that. And also don't forget that the No More Empty Pots is over there at the Highlander building.
Mhm.
They have this. They got a store now that's open on Fridays where you can also get fresh produce and stuff like that as well too. We're gonna have somebody from that organization on to talk about that more. Inside information on that is you actually can go anytime during the week if you bring a credit card, you can come talk to some folks there, and they might open up and get you some stuff if you need it. But for the most part, right now it's open on Fridays, and that's because they need to more volunteers, more people to help out to open it up the rest of the days. But we actually have a place where we can get fresh produce right on 30th Street
Man,
with No More Empty Pots. So shout out to them and the work they're doing as well.
yeah, that's
Anthony
huge.
Rod, say again.
Said that's huge. For
Yeah.
those who didn't know, that is a food desert.
You literally gotta if you walking, you literally gotta walk 2 or 3 miles to get to the first place where you can buy food. So they've broken that up by having that right there on 30th. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man,
it's a lot.
huge.
It's a lot doing it. It's a lot doing it. Anthony Rogers Wright is in the chat saying peace and love from the Afro-Colombian stronghold Santiago de Cali.
Okay.
Out there again, bro. You be doing some traveling.
Yeah, man. Shout out to brother Anthony Rogers Wright on the campaign trail. Safe travels, brother.
Yep. Safe travels for sure. Don't know who Lewis Street is. Look like we got a troll in. So
Yeah.
he's right though. I am a big idiot. Anthony Rogers Wright is talking to Marlon saying, not to be a hater, but technically Malcolm Little was born in Omaha. Malcolm X was born in New York, and El Haj Malik El Shabazz was born in Mecca. Nice. I like the way that you pulled
Yeah.
that out there. So we should be accurate when discussing him. Appreciate that for sure.
Agreed. Okay. I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how you broke that down.
Yep. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next subject. Like I said, stay tuned. We have Andrea Joy Pearson coming on. She's always a joy to bring on, talking about some healing, talking about some events she got coming up. Keeping a cool, light Friday happening and making it good for the weekend. Get your haps together. Let us know what you got going on this weekend as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everywhere. Appreciate that very, very much. In the meantime, between time, buddy, what's next on the agenda?
Man, jumping into a letter from Governor Pillin, it's always interesting to see, what certain heads chime up about, what they chime up, when they chime up, and how they chime up about certain things. And I'll be honest, I haven't really agreed with a lot of the things that Governor Pillin has chimed up about, but I don't know. I might be agreeing with this one. It's kind of concerning if you ask me. This coming out of WOWT. Apparently, Governor Jim Pillin has joined 23 other states opposing a World Health Organization, pandemic treaty proposal that's coming from the Biden administration. Let us know how y'all feel about this one. But Governor Jim Pillin announced he has joined governors in opposition to President Joe Biden's expected commitment to two international agreements that would effectively strengthen the World Health Organization's power to declare public health emergencies and grant the World Health Organization Director General authority over member states during such perceived emergencies. And again, as the governor of Nebraska and 23 other states, they're not very happy about this or excited about possibly what they call losing power. The two proposals would alter the amendments to the World Health Organization's existing international health regulations and introduces a new public or pandemic agreement treaty, according to a final joint letter that was signed by the governors and sent to the president. And in the letter, the governor said the proposed changes could drastically change the role of governors in response to their charge as the state health officials. If adopted, these agreements will seek to elevate the World Health Organization from an advisory body to a global authority in public health. Under the proposed amendments, the treaty, the World Health Organization Director General would supposedly gain unilateral power to declare a public health emergency of international concern in member nations, extending beyond pandemics to include a range of perceived emergencies. What that might be, I don't know. Furthermore, these instruments would erode sovereignty by granting the World Health Organization's Director General the authority to dictate responses to the declared public health emergency of international concern, stripping elected representatives of their role in setting public health policies and compelling citizens to comply with World Health Organization directives, potentially including mandates regarding medical treatments. So, again, this could be an instance where we find ourselves under another pandemic and the World Health Organization forces everybody in the world to get inoculated. Is that something that we're here for? Is that something that we support? Is that something that we like the idea? Or are we reading too much into it?
These are all great questions. Tanaya Patterson in the chat, good morning, says it's better to be on the same page globally, especially with pandemics.
Okay.
So that's one way to look at that. Yeah, let us know in the chat. What are you thinking on this
Yeah.
this particular subject, buddy? What's your opinion on it?
I've honestly been seeing some things coming out in regards to the pandemic. It has been since reported that the United States government has and was funding some of the research that was going on in the Wuhan labs. So yeah, as far as COVID goes, the United States government, might have played a role in that global pandemic. Also, it is coming out about some of the things as far as the World Health Organization and what I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Fauci.
Yes, I was gonna say Fausti, but yeah, Fauci. Fauci, and some of the things that he was saying, coming out that might not have been as accurate or honest.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Fauci.
yeah, yeah. But also just I don't know. I'm a little concerned about that. I'll be honest, as far as just what can be constituted as a global emergency.
Yeah.
And I'm a little, maybe call me a conspiracy theorist, but just a little weary of organizations getting unilateral power, especially international organizations getting unilateral power over a perceived emergency, and again, elected officials, the people, who the people elected, losing their power.
Hmm.
So again, I don't always agree with what Governor Pillin is chiming up about, but I'm a little wary on this one. I can definitely see why they would issue this letter.
I think if you have the notion that some of what has been happening to us has been man made, they still as far as the coronavirus, they're still saying that this one came from animals or something. Like
Bats.
if right bats. If you're under the if you think that some of this is being done in a lab, I'm just say that if you think that some of this is being done in a lab somewhere, maybe even on purpose, then yeah, to me it's concerning. If we've suffered through some things that has been man made that way, then what would stop somebody from doing that and then have control on the cure globally? Yeah, I'm trying to like think about the different viewpoints and the reason why I think on it. It is just right off the bat concerning that just for unilateral control from a global entity does sound pretty makes me nervous, and I'm just trying to figure out why. What is it? Do I actually believe about some of the things that I've learned and heard about what happened with the pandemic and so on? Don't know, but do I trust some of the local officials? Do I trust do I trust what they're we have a lot of local officials that wasn't buying into the fact that we even had a pandemic happening when it
That's
was going down.
also that's also what I'm thinking as far as Governor Pillin specifically. He was one who was it Pillin or Ricketts who just came out and declared like, yeah, the
Ricketts.
pandemic is over.
Ricketts did that. That's what I'm saying. At the time, there was we had it's almost like we had a fight for precautions. There was a lot going on that was that didn't I didn't have confidence that our local leaders were. I had more confidence in like Kimra putting together.
Shout out to Kimra
Right.
in the
Shout out
chat.
to Kimra, who's in the chat right now. Right. From
Mhm.
Lubbock, Texas. Good morning to you. Who put together the stuff to help the situation out, more information, where to get help from and so on and so forth, like from a neighborhood level than I did, the elected officials at the time. So I don't know. I don't know. And if you and are you gonna? I was getting ready to say like at least Fauci was a doctor and a scientist, and we heard from him about what was going on. We kind of trusted some of that, and at one point I remember like a lot of the Republican party was like opposed to what Fauci was saying. It was a fight, and now you're saying maybe some of the stuff that Fauci said wasn't true. So where do you go? Where do you go with that? I'm not really sure. I feel like a lot of things, we just came through a pandemic where we had a president, taking horse drugs and all kinds of stuff.
I
You
forgot
know what I'm
about that.
saying? Bro, like we never really decompressed. exactly like everything that we went through with the pandemic as far as information was concerned or anything.
Nah, man. Just kind of moved on.
We was anxious to move on, but if it happened again, then where would we be at?
What do we do?
So I'd like to hear from you. Like Ron's review says, please hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, please if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe to the show. We're actually trying to build our audience on YouTube more. We're going to be leaning more towards YouTube after July. As far as that's concerned, we have more control over a lot that's going on in the, as far as the chat chimers are concerned. You guys will we'll just be having it'll just be better for us to all kind of be in one space as well.
Mm.
So yeah, definitely get over to YouTube, like and subscribe, and let us know. Love to hear from you what you think on this subject. Some of your some of the things that you went through during the pandemic, as far as like how you got your information, what you believed about the information. So far we got one good comment. Tanai Patterson said it's better to be on the same page globally, especially with pandemics. I can see the argument there as well. But did that work last time? Was everybody on the same page? I mean, would it have been better if we were?
I'm here in Atlanta, and they never shut down.
So Atlanta didn't shut down at all. Omaha did shut down. At least Omaha did shut down, but Atlanta didn't shut down at all. That's interesting.
No, clubs are still wide open. yeah. It's outside.
Dang. I wonder what their numbers were for people who caught the pandemic and all that. Tonight, Passion in the chat says, I do think a voting body made up of everyone's state health boards should decide in the moment who WHO emergency authorization instead of immediate assignment. But the WHO was more competent in the pandemic moment than the embroiled CDC bullied by Trump administration. Good thinking. I forgot about that. That's why Republican governors especially are really pushing back on uniformity.
Yep. And most of these that signed are Republican governors.
Very, very interesting. But like you said, buddy, I mean, what you're saying too, it makes sense to me as well. Like, kind of does. Although when you say our elected officials, I got to think about who that is. Got to think about who that is too. Do we want them to have control? Not sure. Dolce Sherman is in the house. What's going on? Good morning. She says Andrea is the best. Love her work. Angie Joy Pearson will be joining us shortly. So I'm glad that you came in on the show here. Definitely appreciate you joining us and staying tuned for Andrea Joy Pearson when she comes on. Appreciate that very much. Also, again, extensive haps a little later on the day. It is Friday, so we're going to be talking about that for the weekend. Pops in the chat says, well, little was known about COVID then, but at least Fauci was not recommending drinking bleach and saying it would disappear by itself in a month or so.
Forgot about that too.
That's what I'm saying. We forgot about a lot. We kind of went through some serious misinformation. We went through some serious. When you think back, who was you listening to?
Man,
you know what I'm saying? A political party or the doctors and scientists or WHO, which is kind of a mix of both. Yeah, let us know. I appreciate that comment, Pops. Yeah, reminding us of the crazy information that we were getting at the time on what to do. Man. And people were taking shots and were skeptical about them shots. Still, there was people who were like, "Here's the vaccine. I don't want to take it. I think that this is compounding the situation. I don't think it works. I'm gonna take it anyway because I'm scared." You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot going on when the pandemic what happened, bro. And not to mention, listen, we can't mention this without reminding ourselves that 1 million people passed away from the coronavirus.
Yeah,
from the pandemic.
People in the community, man.
Mostly affected Black and brown people.
Actually, speaking of that, Sister Kimber in the chat, she says, I'm still trying to figure out how me and 4 other people I'm familiar with caught COVID in 2014.
Before the pandemic.
She says 2 of those people died and I caught it twice.
She caught it twice, bro. She died on the table twice. I remember her telling her story. She didn't know what it was. And then after a while, after the pandemic came out, people started talking about COVID symptoms. She realized she had those symptoms, and so she probably had it back in 2014. I also had it back in 2014.
Yeah, that's they said COVID was it's been a thing. That's why it's called COVID-19 because of that
This particular
iteration.
strain,
Mhm.
got hit us early. It
Mm.
hit us early, and we didn't know what it was. And then it was literally like a year or two later is when they started talking about it. So yeah, this is. I mean, you talking about we're on the other side of it right now, but we did not really understand what happened when you think about it. We still don't know much of nothing.
Mhm.
I just heard a news story the other day about them talking. They're trying to like you were saying. They're trying to say that the United States has something to do with that lab. They're still investigating like where it even came from.
Yep.
Still, so Pillin can fight for. He can fight for it if he wants to, but if he gets control, what's he gonna do with it? If he keeps control. Anthony Rogers Rice says it wasn't COVID that killed all those people. It was the exposure of the racism contained in all sectors of the nation of stolen lands, especially the healthcare system, which is among the most racist. COVID was the symptom. White supremacy is the actual disease.
Mm.
Yeah, put it in perspective. That's definitely why. Why did it affect black and brown and poor people more than anybody else? Because we didn't have the right health care in the first place.
What they call it, comorbidities.
Marianne Williams says, I will always refer to science. Why
Yeah,
listen? Say again?
I think that's what she's saying. Yeah, refer there.
Hmm. Why listen to only some of the things that my doctor tells me because some things have been politicized.
Mm.
Why I only listen? Why listen to only some of the things my doctor tells me because some things have been politicized. You can't trust everything the doctor has to say for sure. You got to look these days, especially. You really got to look into your own situation, and
Man,
help inform your doctor about your situation.
yeah, yeah. I mean, talk about the whole opioid pandemic. As doctors pushing that.
Yeah. What we do know is wash your hands and don't cough on people. Clean your house.
Yeah, that part. That part.
Rose Review says, "Hey, COVID-19, the Cuervo Gold defined Colombian make tonight a wonderful day. The COVID-19. What you talking about, man? You got some lyrics over here
There's some
for it?
lyrics. I'm not familiar with that song.
Yeah, me neither. Moving on, 807 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, appreciate that. Appreciate everybody coming on in as far as that's concerned. I see Legion Ireland, new name coming in here, says they sent indigenous people body bags instead of vaccines.
Mm.
Interesting comment. Andrew Rogers Rice says, Rome views. I don't think most of the chimers are down with Steely Dan.
Oh, okay. That went over my head. Hey,
Pops,
that went over my head.
Pops knew about it. Pops knew about it.
Okay.
I get down with Steely Dan. I don't remember this lyric though. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I think he's he's appropriating the lyric, but yeah, I didn't get that. That's what's up though. He says Steely Dan song "Hey 19" with a dope bass line. Okay,
I meant to check it out. Okay.
probably heard it before. I listened to all the Steely Dan stuff.
Man.
Appreciate that very much. Speaking of music, we're not going to talk too much about it in the Haps. Not too many things going on as far as that's concerned, but I highly encourage everybody to sign up to the Omaha Buzz newsletter.
Man.
Chad Chimer Mark Manor is really kind of rolling out, laying down who's coming in town each week. If you really want to know, that's where you can find out. And he's got a pretty complete list of everybody that's coming through. You know, he's one of the owners over there at Homer's Records. So
Man.
he always is getting the influx of people that, you're a band, you hit the town, you hit the record store. It's part of your promotion. So he gets all the inside information on who's coming through and so on and so forth. He got great relationships with all the entities that are bringing people in. Omaha Performing Arts, 1% Productions, everybody around town. He can let you know exactly like who's coming into town and so on and so forth. So definitely check out Omaha Buzz and sign up to the newsletter if you want to keep up with who is playing around town music in the music scene. Shout out to him for doing that.
Man, what's the buzz?
Brother Pena in the chat with a good morning. Appreciate it. Pop says, I think it was the Asia album. It was great. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I listened to the Asia. That is a classic album. So I'm not sure why I'm not clicking on the lyrics. And now I think about it, I listen to the music really, really intensely when I'm listening to Steely Dan more than the lyrics. So that's probably why I didn't get it too. Anyway, appreciate you guys making lighting it up with the music trivia and all that stuff as well. Buddy, what you over there zooming in? I can see your wheels turning over there. What
No.
you got going on over here?
Oh man, just trying to stay on top of the rest of the show, man. It's kind of a light show, man. Again, slow news day, not much going on in the news. Of course, we were expecting a guest that didn't quite work out, so just making sure we're on top of the stories, looking through everything. Yeah. Don't pay me anymore.
Appreciate you very much. Just want to give a nod to something that happened. I'm gonna pull it up real quick now while you're working on that. I'm gonna pull this up. This is something that happened that we need to acknowledge. Let me get to it here. We gotta. Yeah, this is a sad story. I'm sorry to. This is a sad story. We gotta talk about it though. There's an article in KTV News 7. Heart of Gold. Papillion Middle School. Adrian AJ Thompson dies in drowning. Family remembers competitive teen. This story is all about a young man who passed away, who died in a private lake south of Papillion last Friday. It turns out that this is a family member. I have a cousin whose nephew on his marriage on his side of the family is the teen who passed away. I didn't know him, but we've been here. We heard this story and we were very much struck by what happened here. Family says he loved to swim, yet the open waters took his life last Friday. Apparently there was some kind of sinkhole or something that caused him to lose his life. And I just want to acknowledge that this has happened. Rest in peace, prayers to the family and so on. And just remember him, Adrian AJ Thompson. It's always a real tragedy when somebody so young, a 14-year-old, passes away this way. But didn't want to get past this without acknowledging a rest in peace for him. Moment of silence for him, even if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So watch out. He was with some friends. This is cool. The thing that was a little concerning with us. He was with some friends on a private lake. How many times have we, our young black kids especially wind up dead some kind of way when out with some other friends. Can't really think of what happened here without thinking of that. It's a concerning thing as a this is something that I hear all the time. Black parents got to really watch who their kids are going to hang out with. We've had too many stories of one of the only black kid in the group somehow mysteriously dying. No foul play here. They're saying nothing like that. They're suggesting. It's just really, really concerning though, that this young boy who was a swimmer, died in a private lake. So yeah, sending prayers and condolences. I appreciate you, Kimra. Just wanted to say that. Rest in peace, and prayers to the family. Sending prayers and to all his family and friends. Appreciate you, Brother Harrison. Definitely didn't want to get past the show without acknowledging this story, this happening to him. And like I said, man, we're in Omaha, so this, we're somehow related to just about everybody around here,
man.
In a way.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So anyway, as I get more information from the family, then maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more if we get some more details. I didn't want to really get into the article. I just want to make sure that we give him a rest in peace, and we can move on from there. But I appreciate you guys giving me that moment to be able to acknowledge the young man and family.
Yeah.
So yeah.
With that, you want to jump into a quick moment of silence, quick break?
Yeah.
15 minutes into the second hour. Again, we're still awaiting our guest, Andrea Pearson, to come on in a second. So, it'd be a good time to, again, have a quick moment of silence, jump into a break, and come back and continue. Still tuned in to First Guy Omaha in the morning. Oh.
Yep. Let's do a little moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. With that, we'll jump into a quick break and come back, and hopefully, we'll be in with our guest, Andrea Joy Pearson, coming up. Also, an extensive Haps today. Get your Haps ready for the discussion that we'll have later about what's going on this weekend and this week. And I'll also jump into a few more things we wanted to talk about today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd.
Hey.
All of you Chad Chambers Ghost listeners, thanks for joining us today. Stay tuned. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
I'll be Buddi3 Da Gawd.
Hey.
All of you Chat Chambers, Ghost listeners, radio listeners, appreciate you coming on in. Thank you for that moment of silence. Shout out to rest in peace, brother AJ and his family. Young man, 14 years old. Watch who your kids are hanging with. That's all I got to say. Appreciate you guys letting us have that moment. We're going to continue on. It looks like we have our special guest waiting in the wings. This is a good time for some Black healing.
Hey.
And what it is that she represents, joy in the Black community. Really appreciate her coming through. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Andrea Joy Pearson is in the house. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy to see both of you today.
Oh,
good morning. Good morning.
Long time no see.
I know.
Yeah, been a little while, but always a
I would
pleasure to
say
have
too
you.
long, but things happen the way that they need to happen sometimes.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it feels like too long.
Yes. How have you been? How's the family? How's the baby? How's things going?
We're doing well. We're doing very well. If you don't know, I have a young daughter. She just turned 7.
Hey.
So yeah, she just turned 7 last month.
Good age.
And she's a little skater. She's a little figure skater, and we just got her a new pair of skates that are like more like official pair of skates, and we just took them out yesterday. So I might have to send a video so y'all can get to a little bit of this Black pride, Black joy vibe of seeing. We don't see a lot of Black figure skaters. We don't see that too much. So I'm always very proud of her in that lane of being able to show up and so early. And I don't even think she necessarily realizes that she's showing up in that capacity, but it's really lovely. And so like for her birthday party, we did a party at the ice skating rink, and it was so beautiful to see all these little Black and brown kids on the ice. It was really, really nice. It was really nice. So we're doing well. We're doing well.
Yeah.
Might be the Jamaican bobsled team.
Oh yeah.
I would get down with that too.
Hey, we're breaking into all fields. I'm starting to see more and more people talk about, if young Black boys got into gymnastics, how they be taking over. I mean, you got them doing backflips in the projects. Put them on the mat, put them to work.
That's right. I mean, we show up in all the spaces, and when we show up in all the spaces, we oftentimes show out.
There you go.
Right. For those of you who don't know who Andrea Joy Pearson is, I want you to reintroduce yourself. We know her as a healer in town, a person who has been It was all about trying to bring joy to the Black community in a big
Yeah, man.
way.
Right.
Opera singer.
That's right.
I mean, you can go on and on. Tell us about yourself a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. If you don't know who I am, get into it. Okay. That's the first thing I got to say is go ahead and get into it. I'm Andrea Joy Pearson. I am a an artivist, right? I'm an artist and I'm an activist in saying, how are we doing this thing called life in a way that feels good for us right now, where we're really maximizing the moment that it is that we have. Around town, I do a few different things. One of them that's really near and dear to my heart is I'm a sound healer, where I utilize sound and frequencies and vibrations to uplift us, to ground us, to have us have a higher level of mindfulness, and saying, what does that then do to how it is you are living life? How do you live life more intentionally, more on purpose when you are here and you are now in a way where you feel grounded through that process? And part of the reason that I'm so passionate about this space is because I am a performance coach. I believe in high performance sustainably, and how do you get to that? And a lot of that is taking care of yourself, taking care of the people around you, right? So it's not healing or grounding to just sit there forever and not do anything. And my frame of reference is to say, how do we enact change and cultivate it in a really beautiful way, where we're living in a way that we feel like we are all having the ability to thrive. I am a strategist, a creative director, a speaker, and MC and host. So you see me do a lot of different things around town, and also a producer where I will create programming or work with other groups or companies to create programming and help to make sure that that stuff works well. I've worked with a lot of different groups around town. In 2023, I was actually named in today's Omaha Woman for inspirational change making.
Hey.
And I believe that we have the ability to start a joy revolution, right?
Hey.
What does it look like when we get in this thing in a way that actually feels good to us? Because I'm here to help myself and others walk in our power, utilize our space to create lives that we enjoy. And I think there's some ways that we haven't necessarily tried it in the past. And one of those ways is having a high level of humanity, a high level of what does it mean to be holistic in nature and really serve the human experience in a fire way while producing real results.
There you go. There you go.
Love it.
And she's been doing that. She's been
Yeah,
doing
I've been out
it.
here. That's why I said,
Yeah.
if you don't know, get into it. Okay. You can check me out. My website is joybringslight.com. You can check me out on Instagram at joybringslight. And honestly, I'm in the community for real. So just check me when I'm outside.
Yeah. She's definitely outside.
Absolutely.
Man, come across the system multiple times. Just living alive with one another. So
yep, I'm really out here. I really care about us.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I do want to catch up. Like, how's the sound bowl experience? How's that been going? How's the turnout? And when is the next one? Because I'm coming in. I'm coming in town. So I'm trying to get my battery charged up.
Oh, absolutely. No, seriously. Buddi3 Da Gawd, you got to come through. You got to come through.
Yes.
How is it going? It is going very, very well. One thing I'm so fortunate about is being able to have the opportunity to lead such meaningful moments that help us tap into our presence, right? Because the idea is not that, let me know if the connection is going out and
no,
I need to
good.
switch. Okay, I'm good. Is that I feel so blessed to have the opportunity to lead moments, because it's not, oh, you're coming here in the space of sound healing and I'm going to heal you. Really, it's you healing yourself, and I'm creating the energy and the vibe and the presence for you to have enough grounding and openness for your own greatness to come to the top in a way that you're realizing is rising to the top, right? And so it's creating these soundscapes for us to be able to drop in to what does peace feel like, what does abundance feel like, what does love feel like, and what can it be when you are fully wrapped inside of it, right? So like, think of like a bath, how you get inside of a bath of water, right? It's a body of water that you put yourself inside of. That's exactly what a sound bath is, except instead of water, it's the vibrations of the sound waves that you're putting yourself in that fully surround you.
Beautiful.
Wow.
It's really amazing. And it's one of these things that I would tell you, try it. just give it one chance, try it. And I would say give it a chance with me. I do have like a particular way that I do mine that is a little bit different. One, I'm a Black practitioner, and two, I'm very authentic. Three, I have a bachelor's and a master's of music. You just heard that the background that I have an experience in opera. I am a classically trained musician. So I think of this as, especially like my singing bowls, terms of almost like a piano, right? And saying like, how do you use certain sounds, certain chords, certain keys to intentionally move and impact people in a way that also creates a lot of safety through that process where you're able to open up in a way.
Man, I'll tell you
It's
what.
fire. Y'all, like, it's honestly so amazing.
It is.
It's so amazing.
As musicians, we really resonate with that as well.
Yeah.
See what I did there with that word,
Yeah,
resonate.
resonate.
Yeah. And let Terrence Howard tell it. Terrence Howard is on TV all the time nowadays, like letting the cat out the bag with that. It's about vibrations, about notes.
Man.
It's about how that heals the cells, how it heals DNA. There's a lot to this in a big way. As a musician, I've been and as a musician as old as I am, which means that I've worked with actual analog equipment from the 80s. The kind of things that we do nowadays is a copy of those kind of analog signals, and they use electricity and analog signal back in the day to make vibrations, to make music, to make notes. We're actually Kethro, his DJ Kethro, if you guys know who he is, local DJ here, he's been putting some stuff out there about doing a synth sound bath in the same vein because of the same kinds of vibrations and things that we can get from actual analog synthesizers from back in the day. But nothing is like quartz bowls and the stuff that you are working with, the kind of stuff that you're working with that can provide the kind of resonance. If you're sitting there and letting it take over, you can feel the healing as it's happening.
Absolutely. And these, you have to also know that there's a difference between healing instruments because they are often tuned at a specific frequency to really be able to touch your body. They're tuned at frequencies that really connect you to the earth that is around you. And so that is one of the reasons scientifically that it does have some of the impact that it has, even in a more unique way. But it's really important to also add that we're always inside of a sound bath in every part of your life. And that's what's really beautiful, again, about being able to leave these moments is it gives you a higher level of awareness of just the landscape that you're in. If you take a moment, let's take 5 seconds and just not say anything, and you're going to notice you hear something.
Right.
Whether it was your fan, whether it was a bird, whether it was the air conditioner, you hear something. We're always inside a sound bath. And this is just a way to do it intentionally at frequencies that are meant to heal you. And it's really actually like so amazing how almost everybody who comes into a space says that they leave feeling more peaceful than when they arrived. And this just isn't me just saying that anecdotally. I have very short surveys that I do, and it is just so consistent. And I love that you just dropped one of the ones that's coming up, Journey to Peace, on the screen. Please, share the word about it. I've partnered with the city of Papillion, going to be out at Sumter Amphitheater May 29th at 7 p.m. And this is an opportunity for us to go on a community healing journey together and lean into peace, to reimagine how and why we gather, and that peace is possible. There's all these things that are going on. Absolutely. There's all these things that we need to change and address. Absolutely. There's all of these things that have happened in the past. Absolutely. But this is an opportunity for us to say the past is the past. The future is the future, and the present is now. And we get to determine how we want to live right now. And I don't know about you, but I could always use a little bit more peace in such a chaotic society. How do we tap in together? And what's really cool about this is it's highly accessible. There's 3 different ways that you can experience this on the stage with me. You can be in the amphitheater seats. So if you just want to sit in a seat, or accessibility is a thing, you can sit in the seats, or you can be on the lawn. You can bring blankets, you can bring pillows, bring a yoga mat, whatever you need to do. You can just sit on the ground if that is what you are deciding you want to do, because this is a space where freedom reigns, and we're coming together in a new way. It's completely free. It's all ages. This is really an opportunity. I really want people to see this as an opportunity for you to be able to tap into your healing, to your greatness, into your light. And the fact that it's happening at no cost is just the cherry on top.
There you go.
I got to tell you, when you're talking about the chaos of sound, and this is something that I really resonate with myself, because of the fact that I cannot even concentrate or deal if there's chaos in sound around. And that is the reason why I get irritated when people talk over each other. That all these things. I was just at a meeting that they held in an auditorium, and they encouraged everybody to get up and speak and speak to each other. And when it was done, everybody kind of got up and started networking, and the volume of the room got so loud and echoey that you couldn't even hear the person next to you talking, and it felt like the biggest stress and chaos. And at that point, I knew I wasn't the only one. I was looking around, and people were just like, "I got to get out of here." It hits you so tough sometimes. I feel like I'm trying to here's a side hustle suggestion for you. You should get with some of these organizations that are putting on some of these things and help them pick rooms that have coves and places where people can talk, and the whole room doesn't get overwhelmed. Maybe even start with a sound bath so people can get that in their brains in the first place, to open up their brains and listen. I feel like a lot of these organizations that are putting these kinds of network meetings and stuff together need you to come in and temper the sound so we can take in what there is.
That's a great suggestion, Paul. I really appreciate that. That's a great suggestion. And that is, I do work with companies. I do work with teams. I added into my facilitations. I've started conferences with it. And I'll tell you though, it was just really recently. So I really appreciate you saying that, of saying, hey, have y'all thought about having a meditative room on the side? Right? Like in the middle of this function. Have you thought about having it? I just started leaning into that. And I feel like you have given me such great confirmation to move forward with it and to start actually advertising that as an option.
That's real.
So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
and help spread the word. Anybody who's on the line, y'all heard the idea. You heard that I'm open to it. We doing a 1-2 tap in. Okay. If you are a part of any committees, if you're part of any organizations, reach out to me. Reach out to me knowing that you are doing something good for your community, and reach out to me knowing that you're getting something consistent and that you have something that is actually going to hit the mark. And then also reach out to me because you are supporting what Black empowerment can look like, what human empowerment can look like, what change in society for the positive can actually look like. If you like really being in that life and saying that you're about something and you're living on purpose and you're trying to make a change, it's important that you tap in with other people who are doing that same thing, whether it's
you froze up on us.
Together. You can
feel like
but it's really what happened when we get together.
Okay, so something happened to your thing there. We lost the last part of what you said.
And you big.
We lost the last part of what you. Okay, it looks like you're back now. Yeah, it looks like you're back.
I think
now,
what I was saying is that it's important that you find tribe. It's important that you find community who cares about what you care about, who values what you care about, and you don't just hang out with them, but that you create with them. That you create with them, that you make with them, that you commune with them. And as you commune with them, you start living life together.
Living alive with one another. That's what
we're all about. That's what we're all about.
But Journey to Peace is happening. Start May 29th, June 12th, June 26th, 7 p.m. all the times. And then another option that I will give is I partner with Millwork Commons for Mindful Mondays to honor and uplift Mental Health Awareness Month. We have our final session June 3rd, and this is downtown Omaha. So Sumter Amphitheater is a little bit further out, and I'm really hoping y'all come and show up and show out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And I want to give this as an option. I try to give options because this is really done out of care and out of love.
That's what's up. Appreciate that. I wanted to jump into the chat real quick. First of all, Ron's review says, I want to be Andrea Joy Pearson. I heard that. Also,
be you.
Brother Pena is asking the question. I noticed, he says, I noticed you do that with the tone of your voice. Very interesting topic. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Also, question Rose reviews. What culture practices bowls first? Is a good question. Also, Pops in the chat says, Paul, your grandfather used to say that everything was vibrations and that you can draw goodness to yourself of bring bad to yourself. He said that
Mhm.
since I was a kid in the 1950s. This is something that's been going back. It sounds like,
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah,
as Rose Review says, it's primitive. Music is primitive.
Yeah, and
Vibration.
that's what I would say in terms of what culture practices sound healing. All cultures, right? That's the first thing I
Mhm.
would say is all
Mhm.
cultures. Some of the places that are known for different types of bowls specifically are like Tibet, Nepal, and a few different Asian countries. As far as the bowls, right? But sound healing has been a cultural practice of every culture that you can go back to. In
hmm
terms
Mhm.
of if you just think about how people commune, how people celebrate, how they come together to mark monumental moments, it often has a big sound component to it.
Mhm.
Everyone has realized, every culture, right? Every culture has realized that sound is a major component to healing, to life, to use intentionally, because it does make you feel some type of way. And in that space of everything is vibrations, I absolutely believe that as well. And I do think that it's important that you put yourself inside of good vibrations.
Oh yeah.
Right? You put yourself intentionally inside of spaces that are going to be good vibrations
Right.
to help you simply just reset yourself, if nothing else,
Right.
right? Yes, can it lift you up out of something? Absolutely. But can it also just be a good time for you to reset? Even just reset yourself in an auditory sense so that you can hear what's going around you with even more clarity. And I want to
Mhm.
harken back to something that Paul, you just said, and that was that space of, you're in spaces that are really chaotic, right? You're really chaotic and it's so loud you can't even hear what anybody's trying to say. What I want to say in this moment that came to me was, what does the sound of your life sound like?
Man,
And
Mm.
is it feeling chaotic?
that's real.
Or is it feeling calm like a river? Or does it feel like you're at a rock concert? What does the sound of your life?
What is this? What does the sound of your voice sounds like? What does the sound of your partner's voice sounds like? Even in speech, speech was developed because of the vibrations and the sounds that are coming out. Why
Mhm.
mom sounds like mom and ohm sounds like ohm, and
Yeah.
and those are things that are resonant. I remember people saying that about this show. There's something about the way that Buddy and I speak on this show that
Yeah.
that is a calming factor
Yeah.
in the way that things are being delivered. So now that I know that so completely, I'm looking around at the people in my life and I'm hearing such harsh tones all the time coming out of some people.
Mm.
I don't see how you even continue on with your own self with the level of chaos that happens in sound around you all the time. Like it's got to weigh on you on psychically in a way that you just don't even realize in the moment sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
Live in
right.
harmony.
That's right. Everything has an impact.
Everything. Black Dynamite in the chat says music is the international language. This is
Yep.
so true.
Yep. Universal.
With one
Not,
another.
not just international, but universal.
Yeah.
Goes
Yep.
beyond planets.
Thank you so much for coming on and explaining these things. Again, I just want to put your next events coming up here. This is the one that we wanted to really push
Mhm.
because this is a
Journey to
new thing.
peace.
Journey to Peace. So this is May 29th, starting May 29th. So this is going
Yep.
to be a regular thing out there at the
It's
amphitheater.
a 6-week bi-weekly series. So there's 3 sessions every 2 weeks. So it's May 29th, June 12th, and June 26th at 7
Okay.
p.m. all of the times. You never had a wellness Wednesday like this before.
Mm.
Tap into your wellness on Wednesdays. It's a new way to experience the summer. If nothing else, get out and try a new thing. Get
Mhm.
out and try something that you know has a level of safety that's there and a level of positivity that's there, and get out and try something different. Try it with your community. Tell the different members of your community, tell your church groups this is something safe that they can come out to. This is the type of sound healing that you can bring someone to that has never experienced it before. I am extremely mindful that we are all at different levels of our journey and actively work to create an experience that will feel good to many of us.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
hear that. Bring somebody who talks harshly and a lot, and so they can come
Mhm.
sit and be quiet for a minute.
Mm.
And bring somebody who's a light. Bring somebody who's a light because we need love too.
There
You
you
know,
go.
like especially like the strong friends, the quiet friends. Bring them too, because people see us and you think that people are so positive all the time and
Mhm.
it's just grand, but we go through things too, right? We're
Mhm.
living too at the exact same time. So that's basically check on your strong friends, check on your strong friends, check on your quiet friends, check on all your friends, and tell them this is a way to check in, and you don't even have to have separate conversations, just that you love them, you care about them, and you want to make sure that they are living in a way that feels beautiful.
I heard
Living the
that.
life of joy. And there you go. There you go.
Hey,
Oh,
this
and
is
come check out a sound healing.
this
Yeah.
is
It'll change your life.
so this is the one at Millworks Common that we're showing right now.
Yep, this is the one at Millwork
Mhm.
Commons. And the last one was moved because we wanted to honor Memorial Day. We thought that was very important. We wanted to honor Memorial Day, and new people may have different things that they're doing. So we moved it out 1 week. And then on Memorial Day, if you're wondering what some of this stuff sounds like, on Memorial Day, we are actually still dropping a video. You heard me say I'm an artist. I created a piece called Remembrance. And in this space, I am creating a new realm of like blending sound healing instruments with classical voice, right? That's why I'm very unique even inside the sound healing space in saying, what does it look like when we merge these spaces that have existed for a long time and put them together and let the power of both of them come together? So that's going to be coming out on Memorial Day. There will be a video because I think someone asked, is it still worthwhile on videos? Absolutely. Yes, it's true. There's nothing like live. The live is a different type of experience. And get your healing where you can. Videos are absolutely useful. You can absolutely check things out on YouTube. I will be having some things coming out over the next couple of months. Hold on, you just heard me say I'm about to have something coming out next week. Okay, I'm about to have something coming out on Monday. But then I'm going to also be having more videos coming out. And yes, the live experience can be a very impactful experience.
Yeah, living alive.
But
Appreciate
do it in
you.
your room. Do whatever makes you feel safe. Just do it.
There you go.
Certain frequency videos on YouTube. I also play in the ocean when I got to go to sleep. Gotta have some peace.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Anthony Rogers right. The vibration of life equals
That's
7 beats per second, which equals 420 beats per minute. Man, you're dropping some sevens theory on me, man. I appreciate that very much. Rose Review says, I don't say the word hate. If the mouth says it, the ears hear it, the brain thinks it.
Oh yeah.
That. Appreciate everybody let us dive deep into this subject right here. And we always are talking about the practical things that's going on around town and local politics and so on and so forth, but we need to remember that this is season 7 and the topic of this season is love supreme. You can't have joy without love,
man.
you can't have First Sky without Andrea Joy Pearson. Appreciate you coming through.
Talk about it. Let them know. Let them know. Okay, from the front to the back to the top to the bottom. Let them know.
There you go.
All the people in the back and outside. It's going down.
And y'all, please help share the word. This is really a grassroots movement. And I know it's activism in a new way. And it's activism. It's saying, how do we get activated right now? How do we lean in? How do we tap in? Please share the word. Please pass it to the people in your life who are good at sharing the word and getting it out there. I want to see us there because this is offered for our good. This isn't just another thing that you come to and you check it off your list. This is something where you can come in. It's light and you can have a revolutionary moment that changes the way that you see the world around you. Man, please help spread the word.
Love it. We will. Appreciate you coming through.
But yeah,
and follow me on Joy Brings Light. That's where you can find out some more of the information.
Check her out. Check her out. Before we get out of here, though, I did have a suggestion, a thought that was sparked earlier in regards to what's going on with the library. Again, they're putting out a call for artists to have installations, and a part of the library will be a kind of like a decompressing peace room for the children, for the youth. Maybe want to think about reaching out to the library, getting some sound bowls in there. I think that would be a great addition to the library, and definitely excited that they're going to be doing that. And I think you can add your little touch in there.
Oh, can you hit me up offline with that?
Yes. We got there's a flyer on the
picture of this.
Yeah, check it out.
I'm playing with y'all. Okay.
Yeah, we trying to pull it
Yes.
together. We're trying to pull it together. We'll definitely send you
Yeah.
this flyer over there.
Yes, thank you. Y'all
No
have
problem.
given such great ideas on this call. Listen, if you have, I'm serious. If you have, you need this. This is what I meant by you need tribe, you need
Mm-hmm.
community. It's
Yeah.
not just about, what are we doing together? It's just being around each other can spark all kinds of things. Think about it. Something that the two of you just said could ultimately change my life. It could change people's lives that are in this city because you said it right here on First Sky.
That's
There
right.
you go.
We call
Another
it
reason not to miss. They out here giving great ideas. Okay, for $3.99. Oh
we,
wow,
we call it we
wow!
call
I feel
we
like I
call
just got a consultation.
we call it living alive with one another.
Yep.
That's the theory.
Mm,
It's
I
not it's
love
not
that.
just living with one another. We gotta live alive with one another. So that
Mm-hmm.
that, that,
Mm-hmm.
Living
that
alive.
includes love, that includes joy, that includes ideas, includes free sharing of ideas, all stemming from love supreme.
Yep. Living in that
I
flow
feel like I
state.
want something that says that I can wear around.
You gonna have it.
Like,
Yeah. Just catch us
You
a
gonna
bit
have
to
it.
First Friday on the 7th. We'll holler at
yeah,
you.
like I do, like on a hat or a shirt or like a pin, or a sticker. Shoot,
Come through.
whatever. Like, get into it. Like that, because that's a message that I think we need to hear more. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Community is going to be the key to
Most
us
definitely.
actually creating the fruition of our destiny that makes us proud, not just now, but for generations. It's
That's
community that's going to
that's
do
what
it.
we are. We're a community channel. We're a
Yep.
digital neighborhood association. So
Pretty much.
we love having you on, and we'll have you on again soon. Appreciate you coming through. We'll see you
And Brooke,
soon.
yes, that's me. That's me, Brooke.
Yep.
Yeah, I was getting ready to tell you, my sister hit me up like, "Yo, you gonna go to this sound bowl thing with me?" And I was like, "If you only knew." She said, "Yeah, come on through. I know we already know who this person is. Getting
Right.
down
Show
with
Yeah.
receipts, Paul. Show receipts. Show them. Look,
Yeah.
look, we got a whole photo album. We be out here.
and she the only one that got pictures of me with the dragonfly. It was out there
Man,
with the drop top. That's it.
rolling.
Yeah,
That's
man,
right. Period.
we rolling.
Period.
Appreciate you
Uh,
coming. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, if you have great ideas like Buddi3 Da Gawd just gave and Paul B just gave, please reach out to me. You heard me say you can come to my website, you can go to my Instagram at Joy Brings Light. You can also email me at joybringslight@gmail.com. They are the same for a reason. Just remember Joy Brings Light, and you can find me.
There you go.
I'm gonna put it in right now.
Yep. Tap in, y'all. Tap in. And Brooke, she won't be there this Monday. I guess you must have missed. She might be late to the party. But she won't be there this upcoming Monday for again and observing to
Yeah.
Memorial Day. But you can't. So when you drop that video, is that going to be on YouTube or where can the people catch that video?
I think it's going to be on YouTube, and then we're also going to make an announcement on it on Instagram. So if you
Okay.
follow my Instagram, but yes, it's not this Monday. This next coming week is Journey to Peace, is the start of Journey to Peace. Okay, so Journey to Peace is the one that really to go ahead and focus in on. That one's outside. That's something that's really, really different. You're getting an opportunity to do it outside. And again, you got 3 ways to experience: on the stage, in the stadium seats, or on the lawn. It's up to you to determine your journey.
Tell us where this is.
This is at Sumter Amphitheater out in Papillion.
Okay. Sumter
Amphitheater out in Papillion. I have personally never seen a sound healing experience at an amphitheater like this, and I'm so excited to be traversing this. And I am really hoping, praying, and believing that the community is going to come out in support so that we can tap in together.
And again, just to clarify, because I see Brooke making plans, this is not happening this Monday because of Memorial Day, but this is happening next Monday.
This is not happening this Monday. And also go to my website, Joy Brings Light, to RSVP for these events. That'll also help. Of course, you heard me say freedom reigns. So I won't trip if you just walk in. Absolutely. But it lets us have an idea of how many people are going to be there. And then it helps also convey that information for you to know which dates we are or not on. Is for you to go on and RSVP. And again, though, come get your healing. Don't let nothing like a click stop you from being great in that moment. I'm chill about it. Come get your healing. There's always room for you. There's always room for you.
All right, we're gonna have you back. So stay tuned for more of her. At another time, we'll have you back periodically to let us know what's going on with the things that you're doing and keep the ideas flowing. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. See you all very, very, very soon. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate you lots and lots and lots. And actually, really quick before I get off, Let me see if I can
All right,
find.
you got one more thing to say now. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
I got one more thing because it's actually tomorrow. So Alicia Suttles is she is an active and engaged community member here in town. She's also a therapist and is focused on healing. She has a book that's coming out tomorrow. She's got the book showing, and it's going to be, so if you're trying to really tap in immediately, it's going to be tomorrow at Dry Spokes in the morning. That's what I will say. Tomorrow at Dry Spokes, and her book is called Metamorphosis. And this is a Black woman. This is a Black woman in the therapy space tomorrow morning. And the reason I say this is because she has gotten me to come out. I'm going to be doing a sound bath at the beginning. Nice. Okay, I'm going to be doing at the sound bath. So if you're someone who cares about therapy and wellness, and if you're looking to tap in immediately, likely she gets the word out about stuff. It's going to be at Dry Spokes at Metamorphosis. And if you're interested for more information, just because I just thought about that right now, send me an email. Write me on Instagram, and I will send you the exact information. But the book is Alicia Suttles. The book is called Metamorphosis, and it's going to be at Dry Spokes, and there will be a sound healing in that journey. So I throw that out. If you're somebody who's like, I'm not trying to wait till Wednesday. I need something now, right? It will be tomorrow morning. Okay. And you get to support 2 Black women at the same time. Do
us a favor and put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Put the information on that.
I got you.
Appreciate that. And that's part of our Haps. So we're getting ready to jump into. So thank you so much for starting the Haps off with us. We'll see you soon. Have a good one. Peace. Right on, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Andrea Joy Pearson. Always a pleasure.
Bringing the joy.
Bringing the joy. Bringing the love. Bringing the healing. It's going down. Thanks for everybody's comments and questions. Really good ones. We'll definitely catch up with her pretty soon. But right now, in the meantime, time for the Haps.
What's the Haps? What's happening? What's going down?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for the Haps. We're going to try to do a little bit of an extensive Haps today, even though we got about 9 minutes left in the show. Definitely want to talk about some things that are coming up. Of course, Andrea Joy Pearson just set it off with a Dry Spokes event tomorrow. Again, I was trying to find some information about it, but couldn't find it. But the sister's name is Alicia Suttles. So definitely check her out and check out the book that's happening, the book review that's going down at the Dry Spokes tomorrow. Definitely check that out. And of course, what Andrea Joy Pearson was just talking about was something that's happening May 19th at the Sumter Amphitheater. It's the amphitheater I haven't heard of because I don't know too much about Papillion. Yeah. But it ain't that far away. So yeah, go check it out and go get some Journey to Peace sound healing series with her. And again, for those of you that have been going to the one over at Millworks Common, it is not happening tomorrow Monday because of Memorial Day. So this will be postponed till next Monday, I believe, and you can RSVP with her. Go to Joy Brings Light at Gmail. I think we put it in the chat already. Mm-hmm. Joy Brings Light at gmail.com and let her know what's happening. So appreciate that very much. Also, Haps, I'm seeing in the chat, Anthony Rogers Wright says, join us for an important event where you can learn about current efforts to induce. I'm sorry, hold on, just lost it. This program doing all kinds of messed up stuff here. He says, join us for an important event where you can learn about current efforts to induce OPPD to reduce population and how you can help. When is June 6, 2024 from 5:30 to 7, where Culture House, which is at 3014 North 24th Street in Omaha. Can't wait to get some more information on this. Thank you for that. If you have any flyers or anything like that, please put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha. He says, a very important discussion, y'all. OPPD has not been honest with the people on the future of energy production and reduction of emissions. Extremely important. We do not let historically white-led organizations with no background of understanding of environmental justice to dominate this discussion. So he's asking for everybody to come out to this again, June 6, 2024 at the Culture House, starting at 5:30. Come on and speak on it. And we'll put some more information out there on that on Friends of First Sky Omaha. So appreciate that very much. Brooke is letting us know they're charging for parking at Millworks now. So if you're going out to that Millwork Commons Healing Bowl session next Monday, just keep that in mind. They're charging for parking. And Anthony Rogers Rice says props to Culture House for holding this. Yeah,
Yeah,
props to Culture House for
big
sure.
time, big time.
Yep. Also, something that I found on online that I think was a pretty interesting thing. The IB Black Girls putting out a Black Fund, building
Mm.
local alignment and community. Applications are open from May 20th to June 10th. You can get a hold of them. Just check out IB Black Girl and get some more information on the Black Fund. They're stepping into the game of helping to build local alignment and community. So let's find out what that means. Maybe we'll have somebody from that organization on again to talk a little bit more about this particular fund. But yeah, shout out to IB Black Girl for always doing the good work, man. Killing the game. Appreciate them. Over at the Highlander Accelerator, the Highlander Wellness Expo is happening on the. Did we just miss this? Yeah, we just missed it. My bad. The 22nd. Yep. Yeah, we got some old ones on here. I apologize for that. Also, what's happening today too is a Lot to Know Block Party and Dove release Saturday, May 25th. Okay, that's tomorrow. This is on Ames Avenue. So 5544 Ames Avenue, happening from 12 to 4. Dove release in memory of those lost to COVID-19 at 2 p.m. This is an interesting situation here, but there'll be free food, free massages, live DJ, some clothing, some resources, a raffle, face painting for the kids. It's interesting who's not really understanding who's putting this on, but we see the people who are supporting it. The sponsors, the Clare Memorial UMC, North Omaha Community Care Council, and Center for Reducing Health Disparities from UNLV. So, or not UNLV. What's this hospital?
UNMC.
UNMC. Thank you. Mixing up my. Yeah. So it might be something to look into. Lot to Know Block Party and Dove release happening Saturday, May 25th at 5544 Ames Avenue at 12 o'clock. I'm not really sure where you can go to get more information on this, but look up the title. We'll put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha to take a look at and check it out. Also, one of our Flatwater Free Press, one of the people that we do a lot of work with as well, Nebraska Child Care Community. I'm sorry, I'm not really seeing what that says right there, but this is a
Conundrum.
pop-up. Is that what they're saying? Conundrum?
Yeah, Nebraska's Child Care Conundrum.
Got it. Okay, cool. So this is a pop-up newsroom, something that they're starting here. This is going to be a monthly thing that they're doing. This one is starting Tuesday, May 28th. Stop by anytime from 4 to 6. Free admission. Need to pre-register via a link. Definitely check that out. This event will take place at Bees Johnson Elkhorn Branch Meeting Room. Okay. That's 2100 Reading Plaza in Elkhorn. You can go all the way out there to check that out. But pop-up newsroom might be something that's interesting. Might be a way that we can really keep connecting with Flatwater Free Press on some things as well, and have some discussions about some of the things that we're talking about here, which is the child care and so on. We have child care facilitators in the chat, so definitely wanted to put that out there that this is happening. This might be something that can move the needle as well, powered by the Nebraska Journalism Trust. So maybe check that out. More information on that. Friends of First Sky Omaha, you can put that there. Also, so don't forget this is going to be a huge show right here, man. I'm hearing it more and more around town. If you haven't heard this sister's voice right here, she's going to be at the Holland Omaha Performing Arts June 12th.
Man.
Mary Joy is the truth in a big way. In a big way. Can't even, like, you just got to go. Uh-oh. Here we go. You just got to go hear. You got to hear some of the stuff. You just got to hear it. I'm always amazed about like how big the voice is coming out from this very young lady here. She's going to be one of the listed along the greats of the jazz singers, Ella Fitzgerald and everybody else, as far as I'm concerned. She's that good. So if you're into that, definitely check her out. June the 12th. Shout out to Omaha Performing Arts for bringing out some great artists. They're doing the good work in a big way. Also, don't forget, Dr. Umar is coming to town. This is happening June 1st. It's the Pan-African Juneteenth kickoff featuring Dr. Umar Fantunde. Union of the African Diaspora is happening. Is the Black Agenda Alliance putting this on? This is also in Friends of First Sky Omaha. You can get your tickets now. I believe the tickets are $40 for this. Proceeds are going to the Black Agenda Alliance in the land that they purchased. Dr. Umar is actually coming out doing this for free. So he came out before. It was a sold out event. A lot of people got to meet him. It was a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal when he came out here for sure. Those who showed up and those who didn't show up. That was also very notable. In order to talk to this brother about Pan-Africanism. If you missed the show where we talked to Brother Kasim about Pan-Africanism, you can go back and check out Monday's show on YouTube and listen to what the conversation that we're talking about there, so you can get an idea of what it is we're going for out here. So shout out to Dr. Umar for coming through. Shout out to Black Agenda Alliance for putting this on. Definitely check it out. Again, this flyer will be on Friends of First Sky Omaha, so you can hit the QR code, or you can go to the Black Agenda Alliance page and also buy your tickets that way as well. Check it out. Whew, man, lots going on here. We have partnered up with the Land Bank in order to get some better clarification on what it is that they are doing, why they're doing what they're doing, how they're doing what they're doing, and also they've opened up the dialogue in order to get some suggestions from us. So I highly encourage you continue to talk to them. Continue to be a part of what's going on here. And the symposium that's coming up is going to be a good one, because it's going to give you a really good idea on how it is that you can put together proposals to buy some of the land. For those who don't know, the Omaha Municipal Land Bank is an organization that owns a lot of vacant lots and other kinds of land, especially in North and South Omaha, even though it's all over Omaha. But of course, we know a lot of the dilapidated houses and lots that are coming from that are in our neighborhoods, and this is a way that we can kind of keep control of those. This is a way that neighbors can buy the land for very cheap and put together ideas to put stuff on that land. Could be a second home. It could be a development of the way that Don Curry came on and talked about. Mm-hmm. Also, could be a neighborhood garden. There's all kinds of things that can happen with this land. So this is showing us how it is that we can be a part of getting with that land and doing something with that land. Even if you're not ready, it's always a good idea to get ready, because it's within reach, definitely within reach. Yep. More than I even thought before. A couple $1,000 you might even be able to spend to get a piece of land, and then you'll get help and people to help you walk through how to develop that and what to do about it. And this is what's going to happen here at this symposium. So you definitely should check it out. It's a luncheon. It'll feature the State of Omaha Housing Address and Land Bank Ambassador graduation. They'll be putting you through some exercises on how to talk about these lands. It says the one-stop feel of the event will encourage small-scale development that addresses our affordable housing demands, strengthens neighborhoods, and generates wealth. Specialized tracks and workshops during the symposium will immerse participants in hands-on learning activities that will result in actionable proposals that can be used to apply for the land bank lots for future development. So that's, to me, the thing that's standing out with this here is that you'll actually be able to put together applications that can go to some of these plots out here and make some moves on them. So shout out to the Land Bank for putting that together. We will have a special guest from the Land Bank on next week to talk about this symposium and to give you some more information on that, and get your questions ready for those people that are be coming on, because this is definitely a good time for us to be able to do that. So I appreciate it.
Get your hands on some land.
Man. Marlon Harris in the chat says Clare Memorial Church is hosting the block party with Leo Lewis II and Pastor Portia Cavett. Okay.
Shout out to Pastor P.
Yeah. Shout out to Leo Lewis, Pastor P. Yeah. Appreciate them putting this on, and I appreciate that information on that block party. Definitely check that block party out.
And also, again, shout out to Alicia Suttles. I see Sister Andrea Joy Pearson dropping that and reminding us again in Dry Spokes. Alicia's actually a close friend of my family. She's like my daughter's godmother with her wedding. Yeah. Shout out to Alicia. Good peoples.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Let's see where we're at here. Power. Let's see. This is the event here that Brother Anthony Rogers Wright was talking about. Power of the Public, reaching out to OPPD Thursday, June 6th from 5 to 7 at the Culture House. Definitely check this out. Be a part of this. RSVP on Facebook to this event. And go engage in that conversation, man. Like you said, we can't let the powers that be dominate the conversation when it comes to this. Our rates are being raised all the time. They're really not doing anything about moving the coal plant. We're out here suffering over power. There's a lot to talk about here. So definitely be a part of this conversation if you can make it. Again, Power of the Public, reaching out to OPPD Thursday, June 6th from 5 to 7 at the Culture House. Shout out to Culture House. Shout out to Andrea, Anthony Rogers Wright for reminding us about that. Really appreciate it. Redefining the Gap Second Summit. I'm not going to go through all this. This is something
Yeah.
we'll have Kimra is the one that posted this in Friends of First Sky Omaha. So we'll definitely have Miss Kimra Snipes on talk about this summit coming up. I think she's a part of it. So we'll
Yep,
see
should be
what's going on
speaking.
there. Yep, be speaking. We need more information. We'll put this flyer in Friends of First Sky Omaha so you can study it, and we'll get you some more information on that soon as well. Shout out to her. Shout out to our partners over there at the House of Afro Capes and Curls that's putting on the Juneteenth Steampunk Night Market, June 7, 2024 from 4 to 7. Yeah, this is going to be something that is going on at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. So you have a couple of things to do on that day. Of course, you can come see us at the booth in Benson, and maybe head over to the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation and check out the Juneteenth Steampunk Night Market. Shout out to Afro Capes and Curls for doing all the stuff they do. We need to have Sister back on again to talk more about the stuff that's going on, because every year AfroCon, everything that she puts together just gets bigger and bigger every year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for us. It's for folks like us who are into things that the rest of the city doesn't really have to offer. This is one of the things, man. Having joy, just being joyful, dressing up, going out, living alive with one another, taking photos of the night, doing themed parties, and so on and so forth. Shout out to Jade, who was really, really killing the game with the House of Afro Capes and Curls. Check them out on Facebook and see all they have coming up. This is just one of the latest things. June 7th at the night market. Malcolm X Memorial Foundation is going down. Steampunk Night Market is happening on June the 7th. So shout out to her.
Shout out.
Jump in the chat real quick, see if there's anybody else chat's going off. Okay. Love it. Anybody else got any haps that we need to be talking about here real quick?
Just looking through. I'm not seeing many more.
Not seeing many more. Okay.
No.
Shout out to 95.7 The Boss, William King. He's bringing out some more at a comedy show. This is for a celebration of fatherhood happening June 16th. Definitely mark your calendars down for that. And check out what's going on at the Admiral. Of course, that is the old Sokol Auditorium. I'm going to call him Sokol. I'm going to call him Sokol. Man, it's going down. Some more is coming out. Shout out to William King, who's on top of bringing some of these big artists out, as well as White Rhino, man. Shout out to the brothers at Freedomtainment that bring out major artists, Joe, Case, and of course, Angeline Timeless is going to be there too. This is at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation on June 15th. And of course, this is not the only thing happening that day with Freedomtainment. They have an event that's happening on the grounds earlier that day that you can bring the kids to. There's all kinds of things going on, giveaways. You can give away a washer and a dryer and all kinds of stuff. They're doing face paint for the kids. They got food. They got all kinds of vendors out there. This is happening all day. And then after you get wear them kids out, take them over to grandma's house and come back out and check out Joe that night. I'm not trying to make the plans for you, but I'm just saying it's there for the taking.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yo,
I have a hat before we get out of here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to the Culture House also, and Jewel Rogers. She'll be having the practice round National Slam Poetry Competition.
Yeah.
That's going down tomorrow, Saturday, May 25th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Again at the Culture House. Yeah. I've been seeing her posting about that. I almost forgot about it, but glad we caught it in time. Because she's definitely a dope poet, and looking forward to seeing some of the other poets that might be doing their thing that night. So again, shout out to Jewel Rogers. Holding it down, and the Culture House as always being the home of the culture.
There it is, man. Shout out. We need to have Marcy on again. Talk.
Man, catch up. He also just got the award for the Malcolm X dinner, so it'd be nice, good time to catch up, see what he has going on personally and what's going on with the Culture House.
Most def. 8 minutes after 9, after the time that we say we're going to stop. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us just to hear a little bit more of the haps that's going on. If you have any more haps, please put them in Friends of First Sky Omaha, where the conversation happens when we're not live. We'd love to hear from you about some of the things that you think is important that we can kind of rally together and go to, living alive with one another. Really appreciate everybody who is participating here on this show. Marianne Williams says, have a great weekend, everyone. Hug your loved ones.
Yeah.
That. Hug them. Love them. Check on them. There's a lot of people that are still having their electricity out right now, too, because of the storm that's been going on. So please check that out. check them out and take care of each other in a big way. Really, really appreciate that. Rome's Reviews says, have a blessed weekend, everyone. Appreciate that. Buddy, you got some words for the people before we get out of here?
Yeah, of course, big shout out to Sister Andrea Joy Pearson for coming through and speaking with us and shedding some light as always. Make sure you check her out at the Journey to Peace coming up at the Sumter Amphitheater. That's on May 29th. So it starts May 29th, but I might have to pull up for that June 12th event. So, meet me out there. In the meantime, between time, catch us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, same place. Again, we're drawing close to the end of season 7, Love Supreme. Time flying by. That's it. That is, again, if you believe in the construct. But yeah, we're going to be here at same time, same place on Monday. So in the meantime, between time, y'all take care of each other, take care of yourselves over the weekend. And with that, Paul B.
Yo.
Take it away, man.
One more that I forgot to mention. Definitely want to come out for the 7th annual prayer walk for Brother Zachary Bear Hills. Yes, man. Saturday, June the 1st. Come out at 2:00 and meet at the Greyhound bus station at 1601 Jackson Street, Omaha. Meet us at the bus station at 2 and walk the same route that Zachary took to the Speedy Mart for a vigil to and call out of police brutality to indigenous peoples. He was murdered by the police on June the 5th, 2017. I can't believe it's been 7 years, but they have been keeping this up every year, and this is something else we definitely need to be keeping up and bring some awareness. We always want to make sure that we are bringing some awareness when we feel like the police is out of pocket, out of hand here. That he's, like they said it the right way. Zachary Beer here was murdered by Omaha police. It wasn't a delirium, excited delirium. It was by the hands of the police. So in order to keep this on our minds, call out police brutality to indigenous people, engage with this 7th annual prayer walk, Saturday, June the 1st, starting from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Shout out to the families that have been putting this together this whole time. So thank you very much for that. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, we appreciate that. Wanaloo said, will you be on Monday, Memorial Day? Good question. What you think, buddy?
Was planning on it. I don't know. Y'all gonna tune in? Y'all chilling? Y'all sleeping in on Memorial Day?
If you are sleeping, you can always watch this show in its entirety later on in the day on Facebook and YouTube. Please do that and check out all the chats when you do. I do believe we're gonna be here on Monday.
Yeah, I think
we don't really pay too much. Yeah, we don't really go by the holiday calendar that way. This stuff needs to be going on holiday or no holiday. So it is what it is. The conversation is the one that rules the nation.
There you go.
Yep. Pop says, thanks for a week of great shows. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and see you all on Monday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Literally. Saddle Creek.
Man. Yeah, we didn't get into that, but yeah.
Looking forward to Monday. We hopefully will be talking to Brother Kasim and Brother Sherman Wells to get even deeper on what's going on. We also have Brother Hassani Lee back next Wednesday to give us an update on his court case, what's going on over there with the fight with OHA and what's happening with his living conditions. And stay tuned. We're going to have we'll put some fundraising posts out on Friends of First Sky Omaha in order to really kind of help him in his situation and help with this fight as well. So stay tuned, look for that. And we appreciate you. So thanks to Omaha Tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before you. Shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. Thank you very much for joining in on this conversation and contributing very, very respectfully to what it is that's going on here and treating our guests like guests. Brooke said, great guest today. I agree. I appreciate you coming in, checking out and spreading the word about what she's doing with the healing around town. It's huge. Mm-hmm. It's huge, and we need it. So shout out to Andrea Joy Pearson for joining us. It's always a pleasure when she's on. And stay tuned for more special guests next week. In the meantime, between time, we're going to get out of here. So you guys take care of yourself, check on your loved ones, and we will see you over the weekend, hopefully. But if not, we'll see you Monday. Peace.
By the way, at Van Glorious, this is protected by the Red